I'll be calling you a radical. So I got to get back to this, the herd immunity, and talk about this. So Kevin Semmelweis, remember in those early days I used to, because everybody was Fukushima deniers. Oh, you don't think a little invisible fucking germs fly through the air. You don't think radiation flies through the air, gets into the jet stream. Oh, let's go back to the cave. So I don't understand how people think that this, you can argue where it came from, coronavirus. It's a virus. It's an unarguable virus. People have been sick. Oh, so you're trying to tell me, all these non-mask wearers, you're trying to tell, which it blows my mind how they divide that politically. Okay, I could see if you say, I'm not going to wear a mask because it's just going to happen anyway. Okay, I'll go with that argument. But to think that you're slowing, I don't believe in that argument. To think that you are not going to slow down or stop little invisible germs by wearing a mask, you're a stupid fucker. Of course you are. Of course you are. Why do you think you're in a hospital and, when you've got cancer and your neutrophils are down, why do you think you have a mask on? So you're trying, here we go. Kevin Semmelweis. Let's talk about herd immunity. So herd immunity is happening fast right now. And so, look, I think people are this fucking stupid. So every single person's got to build up immunity inside the body. No. That's not what herd immunity is. Sheep. So this germ, you ever seen one of these germs or virus under a microscope? Google it, it's out there. They look just like microchips. This one's called corona because corona is the Spanish word for crown, which, by the way, COVID, that's a whole other thing I can get into World Organization. Why did they call it COVID-19? COVID's a Hebrew word that means Kobe. It's the oldest Japanese word. Why do you think they named it that? Fukushima. So, let's talk about this. Every time this germ, this virus, passes through the human genome goes to fucking war with it. Oh, it's a war, and they fight. And this tries to once it starts genetically modifying, because it's getting desperate, it's starting to get Waterloo ass kicked. Because there's so many people on Earth. It isn't about the percentage of the population. It's, this overpopulated globe. It's about how many people it actually passes through. And it's passed through a lot of... The human genome is incredible. It is fucking amazing how it can fucking fight back. It's incredible. You think about it. Why has it affected the so-called Hispanic population, the African American? Because their races are so much more pure as far as being exposure to disease. Pass out the smell. The Northern Europeans have been exposed to environmental pollutions for centuries. It's just it's the same principle with alcohol. They've been drinking for... So the human genome, as it evolved, Einstein. So you're trying to tell me, I really, this blows my mind. So you're telling me wearing a mask does not slow down the freaking spread of germs? Of course it does. They're little invisible germs. What are you, Semmelweis? Who's Semmelweis? No, I'm Semmelweis. You in Vienna? Remember Semmelweis in Austria? I've done videos at his clinic. So now just think about this. Germ theory, atom theory, our roads in Vienna. By the way, it goes back even before that. Long before Louis Pasteur, savior of mothers, Kevin Blanch trying to be the savior of Mother Earth. So long before that, in Vienna, he was a doctor. He's like, no, he hypothesized that this germ theory that had been talked about clear back into the 16th century in Italy. These little invisible germs, that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. Fuck, they went crazy on me. So I'll prove it. All doctors in his freaking unit delivering birth were required to wash their fucking hands. The survival went up 10 times. 10 times it started, His survival rate compared to other doctors was 10 times. He proved it. They still didn't believe him. To the point that they beat the fuck out of him and threw him in a... Killed him. Beat him to death. Kevin Blanch. Let's go back to the case. So you're trying to tell me, by the way, I still call it the Fukushima flu, and I think it's been evolving for a while. I think it's, I think back in the flu epidemic 2 years ago, it was radical. It wasn't this. This is a wicked motherfucker. Killed a lot of fucking people, and I know plenty of people. My daughter was sicker than hell, and she's strong, healthy. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, the long haulers. I mean, I know a lot of young people that said it was a motherfucker. So you're trying to tell me, honestly, that wearing a mask, washing, I mean, does not slow down this. Of course it does. I mean, it's so fucking... Herd immunity again. This is important because it's happening right now. The advantage of being this overpopulated globe in this worldwide pandemic, this radical, intense, free radicals versus, I'm going to do a whole series on the paintings. I'm going to go free radicals versus post-ignorance, because that's what it is. Free radicals is cancer cell. Free radical is plutonium and cesium. Do those artists know that when they started sending me that? I think they probably did. I don't know. There's more to that story. But the bottom line is Kevin Blanch had to fight off free radicals because they were in my body. Cancer. Oh, I know. Nobody knows more about this than I do. And by the way, the plutonium flu, so you're telling me that nuclear fault, these 3 suns in the ocean, does not mutate things. 3 suns mutated, and so it came from wildlife, the bat eaters. I mean, who the fuck eats a... So the bat eaters eat it. Bats have this tremendous immune system. It's like a crab. They think about the crabs. They're bottom feeders. They have this tremendous... By the way, all the crabs have collapsed. They're catching none. You know, in the Oregon, Washington, didn't even go full of demonic acid, which they're saying, demonic acid, what's that? They're saying it's the unknown of the unknown. The whole salmon collapse. So you have this mutation that came from some fish. Now, where the fish frozen that moved into the market or fish, it still came from seafood, from the ocean, Fukushima, Japan. The other smoking got the salmon collapse. I mean, we go from 10,000 to fucking 10 on the biggest steelhead salmon. I'm going to tag this. Me and Tim was just talking when he went up there, and they never... The test netting. You know how hard that was for him to do? They don't just let anybody go video the test netting. The test netting this year didn't come up with 1 half pounder. What's a half pounder? Still, I'd go to sea for 2 years. There's 0. They didn't get any. Mating season, huh? So, the herd, I mean, every time this virus passes through a human, the war is on. And the human genome is going to war. I mean, this war is happening. You can see that the human genome, because it's passed through so many people. Virus, oh, it's a virus. Fucking the Spanish flu. Where'd that come from? Kansas? Most likely. Nebraska. Where did this one come from? Well, I think it comes from Fukushima. And when it all comes back out that this Kevin Blanch was right the whole time, my science has proved it. I think this dynamic of Tim and I's on the Coal River hatchery is such smoking gun of evidence. You go from over 10,000 in the biggest steelhead hatchery on earth on the Coal River hatchery to 10. He's up there this year on the half pouch, so they gill netted 0. That's the steelhead. They're called half pounders the first year they come. 0 from. They blew the dams up. They're dying to see. Oh, you don't think mutations? Okay. So you got to go with that fucking left. That Joe Biden left and that Donald Trump right, which. Oh God, nice catch. They're the same thing. So, important work, Kevin Blanch. I can tell you right now, this virus is fucking, it's had it. I mean, you could see it. I know enough, my biology, my experience. By the way, I've been wearing a mask since 11/11/11 and steroid. That's when I went into the bone marrow transplant. You know, and people like me, our immune system is incredibly compromised. You know, but we can't quit living. And so I get the argument. I understand the argument of, you know, should we have even shut down the economy at all? But look what it's done. Made the rich richer. Pacific Ocean dies, stock market makes all high. But when you sit and tell me that a fucking mask does not slow down a fucking virus, you're a stupid motherfucker. They're little invisible germs that fly through the fucking air. What are you? Fucking the people that killed Semmelweis? I mean, it's incredible. Stay tuned. This virus is about fucking over. I can tell you that right now. I mean, it'll linger and it'll fight back, and it's going to continue to fight back, but you can see it. It's finally getting the fuck beat out of it. What a fucking journey it's been. What a fucked up year. Well, what a fucked up since. I believe that it's been mutating and fucking coming to this capitulation point since 2011. I think my work fucking proves it. Kevin Semmelweis Blanch. Fucking put me in a room and starved me. Well, they already starved me out. And by the say, well, fuck, they put you in a fucking prison. I've been in a prison. I was in a bone marrow transplant center fucking off and off for 5 years. I was in a hospital with open heart surgery. I've been in a prison for 10 fucking years. 10 fucking since Fukushima happened. Literally. You know, fighting for my life. Given 2 months to live, 11/11. I mean, fighting for my life. Hardcore. But like I say, it's like being on death row in a maximum security prison waiting execution, but they gotta have, it's worse than that, because in prison gotta have better food, you know. It's where the wind blows, it's where the water flows. Yeah, she died in this 10 years. The people that have gone, look at that. Nice. See it dancing across the water? Look at that. Look at that. It's invisible, right? You couldn't see it. You couldn't see it. Wow, nice. Thank you, angels. The nuclear industry murder in front of me. You're no match for them. You're no match. For they watch out over me. Stay tuned.